If you're anything like me, you probably feel like there are never enough hours in the day. I could relate to this back when I was just shooting for fun, just trying to make the most of my free time, but definitely when I became a freelance photographer, having that seemingly endless to-do list. So let's get into the list of my favorite productivity tools that help me get done. By the way, this video is not sponsored by any of the apps or companies that I am about to mention, and I do have a strict policy of not working with or even recommending tools that I don't actually use myself. However, using any of the affiliate links in the description below does help to support my channel. First up is Narrative Select, and this is number one for very good reason. Essentially, Select is a culling tool. You import a folder of raw images, doesn't matter how many, could be multiple thousands, doesn't matter what megapixels they are either, it could be 60 megapixel files or 12 megapixel files, and they load in almost instantly. And from here, you can just begin to pick your favorite photos. So Lightroom is not exactly a fast app, especially when you have more than, I'd say, like 1500 to 2000 images in a catalog. It really starts to bog down and get really slow. So the software actually automatically detects faces, and then it will give you like 100% crop on the side. So as you're flicking through the images, you can also see critical focus, whether you got them in focus. If there's multiple people in the frame, it'll show you those multiple faces. And you can also see if people are blinking or mid-blink as well, because you usually don't want to include those photos, especially if it's a wedding. It also gives you a sharpness rating and a bunch of other AI features that I myself find really helpful. So when you've sorted the cream of the crop out of your gallery, you just hit that ship button in the top right hand corner, and this will actually set up a new Lightroom catalog with all the images that you've chosen, and only those photos will get imported into Lightroom. It's so good. It opens Lightroom automatically for you, so you don't have to do any of that stuff. I love that it gives you the option to create a new catalog as well, because that's something I do with every photo shoot. I make a brand new catalog, and then you can just start editing straight away. And the best thing about it is that it's actually free, and all the features that I mentioned just now are included in the free version as well. I think they're also doing a free trial of the pro version, so if you need even more culling power, you can always upgrade to that as well. And they just released the Windows version, so that's awesome news for anyone who's on Windows. I know last time that I mentioned Select in a video, all of the Windows users were a bit bummed out because at that time it was for Mac only, but it's awesome to know that they've been working on a Windows version and now it's finally available. Next up is using the Photos app in my iPhone to organize my Instagram feed. I think that planning out your feed and having it look really aesthetic and nice is still an underrated tactic that photographers can use in this social media dominated world. If you're on an iPhone, simply open your Photos app and create a new folder. Now, what you want to do is select all of your Insta-worthy images from your main gallery and then add them to this folder. And now you have a simulated Instagram feed. So all you need to do is just hold and drag the photos to reorder them like how you see fit and create that feed. Because the photos have that square preview, it's just like Instagram where you can get a really good idea of how the photos are going to look laid out in a grid. And best of all, if you already have an iPhone, it's completely free. You don't have to pay for an app just to plan out your Instagram feed. For me, planning out photo shoots, jotting down ideas, and gathering inspiration from all over the internet is pretty much half of my job of actually being a photographer. And especially if you add in writing the scripts and coming up with the ideas for these videos as well. Milanote is a do-it-all cloud-based note-taking app, and I absolutely love it. I've been using it for years now. I use the Web Clipper extension in Chrome to quickly add inspiration photos from Instagram, Pinterest, and literally anywhere else on the internet instantly to any of my boards. And I arrange all those photos in an aesthetic way on the board, add notes, Google Map pins, links, literally anything you can think of. And I routinely use it as a mood board to communicate ideas to anybody that I'm collaborating with, whether it's other photographers, hair and makeup artists, or models. And when you need to bring in those collaborators, just share the link and now everybody's in the loop. Super easy. And they can even leave comments and feedback, which is pretty cool. So Milanote do have a free version, but in my opinion, the paid version is totally worth it. It's only $10 a month and you basically get unlimited access to all the features that Milanote has to offer. And recently they actually added an AI feature, which I've been lucky enough to be part of the beta testing program. I think soon they're going to roll it out into a full version, but that's been super fun to play with, especially coming up with ideas for videos on this YouTube channel and condensing and simplifying my scripts, or even taking notes and writing fully fleshed out paragraphs from just my notes themselves. So Dropbox has actually been huge for me, and I know a lot of people have some kind of online cloud storage, but I also know a lot of people who don't have a Dropbox account. And after I upgraded to a 2 terabyte account, it has enabled me to keep pretty much all of my completed, finished, edited photos online. So no matter where I am in the world, if I'm traveling or if I'm interstate, I can always pull up basically my entire catalog on my phone, download an image, whether it's to show a potential client or even just to post on my Instagram. I honestly can't recommend having a Dropbox account or something like it enough, because it serves also as a backup for your work. It saves you from carrying like hard drives around with you all the time, and better yet, if something were to happen to one of those hard drives, your work isn't completely lost because there is a backup in the cloud. It's also a great way to deliver work to my clients and also to models and modeling agencies, and whoever needs to see the full catalog of photos, I can just provide them a link. One thing, however, I honestly hate about Dropbox, and I wish they would change this, but I understand why they do it, is the email sharing. Like if you want to share a folder or a file or something, sharing it with the email, and then it like forces that other person to have an account on Dropbox and forces them to sign up. And then if the email doesn't correspond with their Dropbox account, it makes you request access manually. It's just like the most convoluted process. So what I do is I just share the link, and that seems to just send the folder where you can download and view the images or videos or files or whatever it is. People who use the share via email feature on Dropbox, please just stop. Don't do that. All right, so last up is an app called Studio Ninja. So this last one is mainly for my fellow freelancers out there. However, if you do aim to go freelance or turn photography or filmmaking into a business one day, definitely listen up and take some notes, because this one is huge. Studio Ninja is a CRM, which is basically just a fancy way of saying that it's a database to keep track of all your clients and bookings. And Studio Ninja for me is the most straightforward and simple CRM that I've ever used, but it also has a lot of features. It honestly saves so much time, because what you do is you set up an inquiry form through Studio Ninja, and then you attach that to your website. So anybody who inquires with you, you just send them to the website, and when they fill out that form, it'll automatically create an entry in the database. So you can see your client's name, their email address, their phone number, what date they're hoping to shoot on, and then you can instantly check against the calendar whether you're actually available. And then also, because you can set up template response emails, you can send back whether you're available and also send back your rates, honestly within a couple of minutes without having to type out an entire email. Sending invoices is super easy once you've set up a template. You just fill in the recipient's details, add their products, and then send it off to their email. And it handles the whole credit card payment through Stripe, and it will even send payment reminders when payments are overdue, so you don't have to send that awkward email out to your clients asking them to pay you. Studio Ninja will handle that all for you. This app has saved me so much time in the past, and even though I don't do a whole lot of freelance work anymore, I still keep Studio Ninja because I know how valuable it is. And one of the first things I say when other freelancers come to me and ask me for advice, like about the business end of photography, my first question is just to ask them, do you have a CRM yet? Because it is so powerful and saves you so much time. Feel free to use the comments down below to add your own productivity tools or hacks or anything that you've learned. I'll be checking the comments down there to see if there's anything that I have missed, and also other people who are interested as well might be able to learn something from you and your insight. And that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.